Hello guys and welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Dice. Today, luckily, there isn't another settlement that needs our help, thankfully. So we have time to look at some of the fantastic scenery for Fallout Wasteland Warfare game business thing. We're actually going to be using it for Fallout Factions. I don't know why I'm struggling with the name. So
we might get back to Wasteland Warfare. I am more and more intrigued.
I keep reading it, and I keep remembering that we're smart individuals who've played a lot of janky games, and I keep thinking, maybe if we give it a go, it might appeal to us. So, it's not out of the realm of possibility, and with the amount of stuff we've purchased, it's probably leaning towards probability. But we're never going to say yes instantly. We like to tease you before we then forget to deliver. But, saying that, we've done an unboxing of some scenery previously. I believe they were some bins, some fridges.
The Boston Commonwealth searchables and Commonwealth Street Scatter, I think they were.
Yes. And we're going to be combining them with some of the buildings from Dead Man's Hand to make
Dry Rock Gulch.
Dry Rock Gulch. Now, we do, however, need more scatter. And we also needed some barricades. Now, I thought those barricades seemed a little bit pricey before they arrived.
They are quite chunky.
I can now see exactly why they cost the amount they cost. And also, obviously, you can see there that Nera is there also. Nera, functionally for ourselves, is a piece of scenery. Much probably like if we buy turrets and things like that.
Might be an objective or just a piece of scenery hanging around.
Yes.
Trying not to get shot in the middle of a gang fight in Yucca Town.
Absolutely, because at the minute, Factions isn't out, so we don't know what size objective markers are going to be on and things like that. Now, likelihood is they're probably going to be on the same size base as a standard miniature. That's not necessarily the case. So we won't know until we see the rulebook. Not that we're eagerly awaiting the rulebook or anything, but we definitely are.
Either way, Nera might be fun to pin, so I picked her up.
Yeah, you wanted her, and we fit the mechanics of why around that, which is pretty much how we do most of the things we do. So we're going to save it to last because I want the engagement on the video, and they might watch, or at least skip to that part. Yeah, it'll be fine. So I'm going to put you to one side. You feel very light, though. It's very light, so it's obviously resin. So here we have 3 different sets. Obviously, we mentioned the barricades. Now, these are the most expensive of the 3 sets. These are...
No idea, because we got them on discount.
Oh, because of the...
33 sale. I think they were 14 quid when we got them.
Yes. I said...
At the time of recording, there is about 5 days left on that sale. So there is a non-zero chance that we'll be getting another set while they're cheap.
Yes. But, I mean, I think they're around about, like, £18-20. Because I remember us commenting that they seemed a little steep until we saw them, and now we can see why, because they are big chunks of resin. We also have the lockers here, and then this last one is, the cases and crates. So, we're going to get them out now. Have these already been washed, Sparks?
Yes, they are.
These are already been washed?
Barricades are £22 currently under the full 33 sale. At time of recording for the next 5 days, £14.74.
Perfect. This video will not be up by the time that sale's still going on, guys, so you can suck it and pay full prices for it. That's on you for us not uploading it quicker. But yes, so I'm going to...
But again, they are big, solid chunks of resin.
They are. They remind me very much of the old Forge World barricades that they made for Orcs.
Yes.
Which, again, really big, chunky bits of kit. Now... Do you have any of your models with you, Sparks?
No, I do not, but your Braves are nearby, aren't they?
They are indeed. They are indeed. So I'm going to get my rocket launcher. Well, it's actually a missile launcher, but... I'm going to put it there. I'm also going to get down low so people can see that. Because they are imposing. If I was to put there... I mean, there is line of sight. But only just.
So, looking at the gameplay videos for Factions, it seems that if you have any line of sight, you can see.
Yes.
And cover is retractive. So instead of suffering a penalty for your target being in cover, you get a bonus if you can completely see them.
Oh.
So it's just assumed that you're going to be somehow obscured.
That's
Unless
intriguing.
it's absolutely certain that you are not. At
Yes.
which point you get a bonus to hit rather than a penalty.
Well, yeah, so we'll look at them one at a time because there is a lot of detail going on these. So this is the first barricade. This one's more curved. You've got your bricks and some wood. I do apologise, I'm about to cough. We've all been sick. I'm going to keep that in because that's the kind of lazy YouTuber I am. You got your wheels, stop signs and things like that. You've got your corrugated iron. It's a must for the Wasteland. It's a must. And this is my favourite one. You got barrels, tyres, a safe, more lockers, which fits in with our locker theme.
Fridge.
Fridge.
Is it a fridge? Yeah, it's a fridge.
Oh, it's definitely a fridge.
There is a new cold machine in some of them.
Yes, there is. It's the next one we'll look at. But you get your little office safes. If you've played any of the Fallout games made by Bethesda, or even the one by Obsidian, you've certainly searched a safe or two. And you've definitely searched one of the lockers. And I'd be very, very surprised if you haven't searched one of the office filing cabinets. So it fits. It fits. Currently, you've just played through Nuka World, and I'm currently playing through Nuka World, so this has a lot of reminiscence. You can see here it's got the Nuka-Cola machine, it's got the icebox, it's got one of the sort of retro future style trash bins, more wheels, more of the little cinder blocks and things like that. It's got the really cool iconic kind of circular storage units, the filing cabinets. Yep. It's pretty much all my storage in my underground vault. It's basically that. I'm building an underground vault at the minute, by the way. That's what the cool kids do. But yeah, gorgeous chunky bits of kit. I probably wouldn't mind picking up a second set of them, to be honest. But for the size board that factions are played on, you probably wouldn't need them. We just like very dense, heavy terrain boards. I think 3 of those, when you look how long they are side by side. Obviously, you're not going to put them side by side, but they take up a chunk of what is actually quite a small board. Go across to the lockers next. Now, the lockers, we originally were just thinking about putting them on their side to use as a bit of cover. We might do more with them because we're going to be converting up those plastic buildings. It's nice to have options, I think. So yeah, so within this, again, if you've played any of the Fallout games, I mean, this goes back to the first and second one.
Yeah. Standard issue Vault-Tec locker.
Absolutely. They're iconic at this stage. And is that 8 of them? Have I counted that right? See? Stay in school, kids. Stay in school. 8 of them. You could build a couple of them on a base, make a nice little bit of blocking scenery, put them up against the walls and buildings, put them lying down so it just makes you having to clamber over them. Again, I haven't seen the rules on how moving around scenery and stuff works, so it's going to be hard to plan how we want to do things, but we have ideas. We have ideas. They're very, very nice detailed models. Scenery, I suppose they are still models. Made in the same kind of resin as the miniatures, which again, not always the case. A lot of companies, they'll scrimp out on the resin for their scenery. These aren't. They're nice quality. We said exactly the same when we were looking at the bins and stuff for the Boston things. Yeah. It's good quality. And then, of course, we're going across to the cases and crates. Did we buy these for scenery, or did we buy them for objective marker purposes, or kind of a mixture of both? I can never remember.
Mixture of both. I think in factions as well, there's a whole thing about being able to search containers to try and find parts and caps for in between games in a campaign. So it made sense having the suitcases and the steamer trunks and the military crates.
Yes.
To use as searchables if we need them. So there's 2 of the wooden grenade boxes, 2 little stacks of the ammo containers. Yeah. 2 of the military starred boxes, 2 steamer trunks, and 2 of the suitcases.
Ammo crates here.
But again, as scatter, put on a base, use them as objectives, use them as searchables if that is indeed a thing in factions, as it is in Wasteland Warfare.
I was going to say, if not, they're definitely usable if we do go to Wasteland Warfare. So I suppose it's time for us to go to the main event. The thing everybody's been wanting to see. The real reason you've stayed on this video for 10 minutes. So we're going to scoop all these out the way. I'm going to slide this in. We're going to get really close for this one because she's a gorgeous bit of kit. She absolutely is. So you can see there, 2 arms, 2 legs, base, and the big chunky model itself. Again, Sparks, I'm guessing, has pre-washed this.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing any of the little bits of flash and stuff would have come off when you were cleaning them.
For the most part, there's still a couple on there that might need a knife, but
detail-wise, that is absolutely fantastic. The mould lines seem to run down where the seam of the bottle would be anyway.
Is there any mould lines in there?
Oh no! Through the camera it looks like a mould line, but when you actually look at it outside of the camera lens, you can just see where it's the groove on the seam of the bottle, because it's on both sides.
Yep.
So the detailing on it is absolutely fantastic. I think you should just run her as your gang leader.
But my gang leader's got a tactical pile of severed heads.
No, that is true.
And a 44 Magnum.
It's what you want. It's what you want. So, what we will do is, because it's just one model and you've seen the picture on the box and stuff, we're not going to get it built up and film just a little thing at the end of like, oh, here's that one model built. We're going to be filming enough games where you're going to see her in action a lot. And I'm guessing, given the fact that Sparks really, really likes her, she's probably going to get painted pretty quick too.
That depends. If we put another order in before the sale goes up, I might have to leave her for a while. Because I may be tempted to get the Starlight Theatre staff.
Oh.
The Nucatrons and the Mr. Frosties.
Yes. They are really good. Now we've bought some of the stuff to 3D print, and one of the guys at our club is 3D printing some of the things for us, so there will be other Fallout based scenery that we're getting. We've got the cars, we bought the Dry Rock Gulch stuff.
The Dry Rock Gulch standees, yeah?
Yes, the standees, and also the Dry Rock Gulch tree bits and stuff. I think is that? No, that's not the Dry Rock Gulch, is it?
I don't know.
It was like the tree stumps and bits of that I bought I had the spare because they gave us that voucher, didn't they, for the amount of points I had. So I threw that on. So yeah, we've got a few bits of scenery and stuff that we're going to get printed off ourselves. But again, it is all official Modiphius stuff. And it's not that we're like really fussy about that in terms of like, oh, we have to support X company. Like, you know, we use non-Games Workshop stuff and Games Workshop games occasionally. I mean, our Horus Heresy stuff has shoulder pads that aren't necessarily legit unless we're going to a tournament, and then we printed them ourselves, so they're perfectly legal. Honestly. Although actually mine's technically true because my shoulder pads never came and I got refunded. So, but I do intend to buy them again at a later point. But yeah, it's mainly just because of the aesthetic. We could have gone with like the TT Combat, do some really, really nice, almost Nuka-Cola machines, and they are really good.
Retro-futuristic soft drink machines.
Yes, but because obviously factions are set around Nuka World and we very much want to lean into that, it wouldn't really look so good. So that's not to say we won't pick up some things like the mattresses and things like that because they're more generic, just to add a little flavour to our mats, especially if we are going to put some lockers and things like that as a bit of scenery. Some mattresses and stuff like that. It'll feel very Fallout and we can make clumps of scenery quite easily. That's not so bad because it's cheap enough. But yeah, with things like the Nuka-Cola machines and stuff like that, we wanted them to be as legit as possible, so we've bought the STLs. Or I haven't bought the STLs for the Nuka-Cola machines yet, but I'm definitely thinking of it.
I didn't realise they had STLs for that.
I'm pretty sure they do.
That might be great then because they don't have the actual resin ones in stock.
Which is the only reason we haven't bought them. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a very big fan of the scenery, to be honest. Again, I'm not a big fan of the price of their STLs, but I guess because they still have to make a profit on them, and other people are going to print them off, and they won't see any of the money on that. I get it.
And licensing.
Yes, and licensing's a big one. We've said that a lot. Obviously, we play Marvel, being one of our favourite games. We've commented on that quite a lot in unboxing videos that, yeah, these models might be a little more expensive, although actually the way Games Workshop are pricing these days, it's not the case anymore, I don't think. It's no different from buying a single character.
Well, the plastic gangs, Nuka World gangs, are 35
for 10 models, which is comparable to most other games.
Scale-wise, they're slightly smaller because they're not as chunky as
yes,
Workshop
but
stuff.
you get a lot of extra stuff on those sprues as well.
But it's 10 guys for 35 quid, so...
Yeah, it's not bad price at all. But yeah, so licensing plays a part in costs of STLs and stuff, but if you have the ability to print them out, you're only paying for it once. It's like, if you look at how much money I've spent on Necromunda scenery, if I bought that, say the Zone Mortalis pillars, if I bought an STL of them, I would have saved money like 20, 30 times over the amount I have. So yeah, it will pay for itself, especially if more people at our club get involved in it, and because it's made by the people who made Necromunda, or one of the people very heavily influenced in Necromunda, I could see at least a chunk of our club playing it, even if not everyone. So yeah, I really like them. I'm guessing from the fact that Sparks purchased them, he's fond of them also. I mean, I think I paid half on these ones. I never know anymore. We've been
half on everything except Neva.
We've been very liberal with, I'll order this and you pay half and you'll order that. But you'll see that through our other videos, Baron's War and things like that. We've been buying a lot recently. People keep putting sales on. It's not our fault. It's other people's fault, honestly. But yeah, I'm going to end it here because I don't want to do the social media stuff on a video with pretty models. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Pretty Dice Gods hope to smile upon you. Say goodbye, Sparks.
Bye, Sparks.
Bye, Sparks.